Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a cycle? Right? Like you start something, you're excited about it, you make progress, and then you just stop. I know I'm not the only person, okay? I can't be. Okay, but here's the truth, right? Talent doesn't matter, idea doesn't matter, consistency is everything. If you can master this skill, your life will change forever. And let me show you how. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we are tackling the one thing that separates people who succeed from those who stay stuck. That's what we're talking about today, consistency. Look, we've all been there. I get it. We're pumped up on Monday and burned out by Friday. Period. I understand. If anyone gets it, it is me. But what if I told you that staying consistent isn't about being perfect or having an endless motivation? Because motivation really doesn't matter, okay? We've talked about that in one of my videos. It's about strategy, mindset, habits, and that actually work for you, okay? So by the end of this video, you'll have everything you need, all the tools you need to stay consistent no matter what. So let's get into it. Okay, tip number one, y'all. Tip number one, okay? Understand why consistency feels so hard for you. Like, that is so important. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Why does it feel impossible sometimes, right? Like, why is that? Why does it feel impossible for you sometimes? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because your brain loves comfort. That is why. Change, even positive change, feels like a threat to your brain because you've taught it something and now you're trying to unteach it. What? Right? Like every time you try to build a new habit or stick to a routine, your brain pushes back because it's been taught to do that. It's been taught to say, no, we sleep in. Like, that's what you told me we do for the last 3 years. And now you're telling me we don't do that no more? Yes, brain, that's what I'm telling you. Knowing this is the key because it means that the struggle isn't personal, it's biological. Oh, you guys, sorry, my camera died. I just came back, so sorry about that. I think I left off by telling you guys that the struggle isn't personal. The struggle is biological. If you can work with your brain instead of against it, consistency gets a whole lot easier for you, okay? A whole lot easier. Here is the game changer, okay? This is it, the game changer. Consistency isn't about willpower. It's not about willpower. It's about systems, okay? You have to have the right systems in place to help you along the way. Willpower is a limited resource. That's what it is, right? Like, it's a limited resource. But systems are what keep you going when motivation runs out, right? Like, systems are, routines are, discipline. Like, that's what keeps you going when motivation runs out. If you want to work out regularly or on a regular basis, you don't rely on waking up in a good mood. Like, you just can't rely on waking up in the mood to work out because 9 out of 10, you're not going to be in the mood to work out, right? You have to schedule it, lay out your gym clothes, and make it as easy as possible so that you can show up and do the thing, right? Like, that's what you have to do. Prepare yourself, create a system, create a routine so that you can just get up and do what you have to do regardless of feelings, regardless of how you feel about it. The key is to build a routine that takes as less guesswork as possible, right? Less time out of your day. That is the key. Make it easy on yourself. And here's the thing, one of the biggest mistakes that I believe that people make in this process is trying to do too much at once. Like, this is where it goes to hell. Like, people will try to do way too much too fast. It's kind of like if you start working out for the first time and you go hard, like, oh my goodness, you feel sick, you throw up, like, that's how hard you went, everything's sore, it just nothing feels good. And you go, the reality is you're going to wake up the next day and not want to do it, right? Like, this is how it happens. You've burned out already and you're on day 2. Like, we have to avoid doing too much too fast. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You start small, tiny changes that will make a big impact. That's how you start it, right? If you want to read more, then you commit to reading more, like reading an extra page per day. Like, if you want to eat healthier, add something healthier in your diet. Switch out something. Maybe add some vegetables to your diet. Consistency isn't about intensity. And this is where I think a lot of people go where it gets real muddy, right? Like, people think that consistency equals intensity. It does not. You do not have to go ham. Like, just show up. That's what you have to do. Show up and keep showing up every single time. It's about momentum. And small wins create a big result over time, and that's what we have to keep in mind. I know that nothing feels better than seeing proof, like seeing proof of what you're doing. Like, I totally understand that, and it really does help you in moving forward. That's why tracking your progress is so important as well. It is so powerful to track your progress and see the growth in yourself. I love SMART goals. If you don't know what that is, definitely look up SMART goals. If you want me to make a video on it, I definitely can. But I love SMART goals because it is something that you can measure. It is something that you can see, and I think they're so important because you get to really see your results, right? I would say use a journal to track your progress. Use an app, or even sticky notes. Use sticky notes to track your daily action. It doesn't have to be super complicated or anything like that. Just something that reminds you of how far you've come and how far you've gone, right? Like, just remind you of your progress. No matter how small, it will keep you motivated and keep you going. Like, it'll keep that momentum up. And let's be real about something. You're going to mess up. This is like the biggest tip I want you to take out this whole video, because I think embracing imperfection is going to be the thing that truly helps you stay consistent, right? This is I think is so important, is being able to embrace the imperfections, right? For so long, I just could not, I was such a perfectionist, and I felt like it truly stopped me in my tracks, right? It paralyzed me from doing the things that I wanted to do and the things that I needed to do, because I just could not embrace imperfection. Everything had to be perfect, and the reality is I never reached it, so I would just not go for it, right? It just ended up stopping me in my tracks. And it is just so important to know and embrace that you're going to mess up. There's going to be mistakes, and yes, you will skip a workout, right? You'll eat a donut. You'll miss a day of work. It's going to happen, and it's fine. Consistency isn't about never failing, right? And I think this is where people also get it mixed up, and it gets real muddy in there, because we think that, if we have a little setback, or if we take a break, or it's not us, it's us failing at what we're doing, and it's not, right? It's about bouncing back quickly, though, right? Being able to go, okay, I fell off, but I'm back at it, right? The people who stay consistent aren't perfect people. Or not perfect people. They don't do everything perfect. They just refuse to let one mistake turn into a downhill or downward spiral. And I think that's the key. The people who are fitness gurus, or people who are on their fitness journey, the truth of the matter is they make mistakes. They've had cheat meals. They've had days where they just wanted to eat sugar, and they ate sugar that day. And the truth of the matter is, the thing that got them back, the reason why they're able to keep the weight off, is because they're not turning a cheat meal into a cheat month. And I think that is the key, right? Being able to bounce back. Give yourself grace and keep going, right? I think having grace and giving yourself self-compassion is so important, and embracing the lessons that you will learn. Because when I see failure, when I think of failure, I always think of lessons. This isn't failure, this is a lesson learned. And I think that if you look at life in that mindset and in that way, it does continue to motivate you, and it does make it so much easier for you to be able to bounce back. Consistency is the secret sauce, y'all. I just want you guys to know that, to everything you want in life. It really is. It's the secret sauce. It's not flashy, but it truly works, right? It works. Just showing up on a daily, and sometimes you're gonna look insane. I totally understand. Me making videos for a long time, I just felt so uncomfortable with the idea that I'm talking to myself for a while, and knowing that there's not gonna be a lot of people that maybe watch these videos for a while, and being able to say, you know what, but I'm gonna stay consistent regardless if people watch or don't watch. I'm gonna keep showing up. I'm gonna keep coming. I'm gonna keep posting. And sometimes it made me feel crazy at times. It made me feel super delusional at times, but it's just oh well, consistency works. You just gotta keep showing up. But here's the thing, you guys, just remember that success doesn't come from doing something one time. That is the key here. It doesn't come from doing something one time. It comes from showing up over and over again.